First item on the agenda when the barge docked on the east bank of the river south of town was finding a bathhouse to rid themselves of the grime of 3 days on the barge and a clean stable for the horses. Riding up the river, the two came to a livery with reasonable rates for stabling the horses and feed. As a bonus, there was a hotel of sorts just a short walk away. The owner offered hot baths and sleeping rooms, plus boarding house meals for those able to pay. The owner was a one-armed man who they learned was a captain in the CSA who had lost his arm early in the war and had returned to his home in New Orleans. He and his young wife had acquired the hotel during the heat of the siege of New Orleans, when property values were at an all-time low. They had survived the siege without damage and were forced to serve the enemy for the duration. After his wife left the room, the owner informed the men that ladies of the night were available for $1 charge if they took one of the ladies to their room. The $1 would be split evenly between the hotel keeper and the lady in question. The men declined, being more interested in a hot bath than in female companionship. The hotel was comfortable, and the food was better than any they had enjoyed in months. The next 2 weeks the men talked to as many local people as would spend time with them, learning what was needed. Shipping seemed to be most in demand. There was more cargo coming from the north down the Mississippi than ocean shipping could handle. Neither man was enthusiastic about becoming seamen, but the city was wide open for opportunities in saloons, prostitution, and gambling. John had a talent for cards, for playing the odds in any poker game, as well as being able to discern telltale signs in opposing players. He was almost always able to tell when a player was bluffing, and won many a hand by calling a bluff when he held a good hand. Over the 2 weeks he had won more than $2,000 when, unexpectedly, a professional gambler accused him of cheating. The man felt sure John was able to read the cards and must have known what was in his hand. The gambler pushed back from the table and stood, pulling aside his coat tail to reveal a holstered revolver. "You're cheating, mister. Keep your hands on the table and stand up. 'Fore I search you, one of you men count the cards and stack them suits." John remained seated and could see Max sitting quietly at the bar. Max moved slowly as he lifted his own pistol from its holster. It aroused no attention as everyone in the room watched the men at the table. "Unless you got cards up your sleeve, there better be 52 cards on the table and none missing," the gambler said. John countered, "I got no cards on me, and I called because I don't think you got a winning hand." John spoke with both hands palms down on the table, his cards pushed toward the center of the table. "You find any marks on any of them cards, I ain't seen it. I got no shiner and ain't nobody working the table with me," he said. "You touch that hog leg, you'll be dead before it clears leather. I got no reason to kill you. The man behind you with his pistol in his hand that will do the killing." The room was silent, and all in the room, other than the gambler, turned to look at Max, who was still sitting quietly, gun in hand. The gambler did not turn, but blanched noticeably. "So, you got someone reading my cards for you?" he asked. "You know damn well you ain't never flashed a card since you sat down. You're a better gambler than that," John said. He eased his chair back from the table. Moving slowly, he put more weight on his hands and rose to stand facing the gambler. "Max," he said, "you can put yours away. I'll take care of this man myself if he has any more questions." The gambler was relieved because in his mind he was sure there was a gun pointing at the back of his head. By then, a player had separated the deck into 4 rows, stacked so all cards were in order and visible. No cards were missing.